Morning, everyone. Was going through some news on my morning ritual, and there was one report that was showing. I was reading it. I had a graph on it that there, as of the end of quarter 4 of 2025, which, like I said, data always lags behind. There were 900,000 properties that were in foreclosure, and then they said if you added in the ones that were in delinquency, add another 500,000 onto that, so 1.5 million. Because generally, when people go into delinquency, they rarely come out of that, and they wind up going into foreclosure. There was another one that was saying I think it was 400,000 homes, might have been higher than that, where the owners owed more on the house than what it was worth, what they could get out of it. Just like 08, with that itself. Well, leading up to 08, I just say 08 because that's about the time everything happened. There was a lot of people just walked away from their house. Just some coffee. Excuse me. Because they didn't see a point in paying for something that they were completely upside down on, and they didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. It was like there was a couple, I think I might have mentioned this before, that I bought a house. It was a short sale, and I bought it in 2009. Was it 2008? I'm trying to think when it was. I'm watching these idiots drive here. I'm headed to get some lunch. Today is Chinese, by the way. But they paid. Now this was back then, which this was a good bit of money. They paid $90,000 for their house, and they had bought it probably 2 years prior to everything tanking. So they bought around 2006, about 2006 when they bought this house. I mean, they both were employed and everything, working class, and like I said, they paid $90,000 for the house. And ended up, the houses in the area, they were going for $40,000 to $60,000, maybe $70,000, and so they were stuck. They couldn't go anywhere. They weren't happy because of the fact that not mainly the fact they were upside down, but like they didn't want to be in the house forever, and they were looking at it was their starter home, and they fed into the hype back then. Buy now before prices keep going up. I've seen realtors post that crap on Facebook. They'll show like a receipt where the house price, if you'd have bought in 2021 was this price, in 2025 at this price. See, how you lost money by overpaying now. You got to pay more now. Well, that's what they did, and then ended up that they were upside down big time on it. I seen crude oil was $105 a barrel because of what Trump tweeted last night or said. I didn't catch it because I'm on X too, and I follow as much stuff as I can. But it's all this data lags behind us. What I've tried telling people, just don't listen to what they claim is going on now with the data. How it's not showing this, not showing that. It did the same thing back during the GFC. Data wasn't showing, and then boom, it hit all at once. Just like with all this private credit lending, hedge funds, they're shadow banks is what they are. Because if a regular bank, you don't qualify for a loan with them, then what'll happen is you can a regular bank, you don't qualify. You can go to one of these shadow banks, and they'll loan you the money. You know, as long as you show, you know, that you got the income to sustain to make the payment or whatever. Now you're going to pay a significantly higher rate, but you know, all that stuff. There's not going to be, you know, like any warning. I mean, there is warnings, but it's just going to happen like that. When it happens, it's going to happen. And that's, I've told people, you know, be careful with your 401ks. I've had people tell me that their 401ks have already lost money. And that's because all this stuff just keeps going down and down and down. I did see the stock market yesterday made 1,400 points it gained or something like that, and this morning it was already down I think almost 500. So yeah, this stuff just gets wiped out real fast. Little quick video. I'm going, like I said, just pull it up here, so I'm gonna go in here and order it. This Chinese restaurant, I like it. They we never had a Chinese restaurant in this town that I can remember. Up until this family moved here, I think it was the early 90s. And you know, there's a couple other Chinese restaurants like buffets and stuff, but this one here I like because they've been here. Hell, all their kids, you know, they grew up with us and stuff, but they got good food, and it's not really one you go in and eat. You pick up only. And you can either buy it by the pint, by the quart, you know, they got all that stuff, but it's pretty cool. I did see gas price last night here in Ohio, and where I'm actually at, if you type in the zip code 43160, that's the zip code I am in, but our gas price last night was $3.77, and that was at Kroger's. So, like I said, even if everything ended today, it's going to take months for this stuff to all come down, because you know how they do it. When something bad happens with oil or what's going on in the world, gas goes up real quick and then it trickles back down. So have a good day, everybody. If I see anything else that needs mentioning, I'll get back on here and make another video. Thanks for watching.